I guess what's that looked for you guys on the defensive side of things? Now about a week into that and heading into the second scrimmage tomorrow.
It's definitely that time of the year for us to start getting our minds right for the next opponent, which is Louisville. We obviously had a shorter training camp, so we really feel like now is our time to start focusing on those guys, and they look good. They got a fast team that most of those guys are back, have a really fast quarterback, a good O-line, and they had a really good year last year, great chemistry, so should be exciting.
I think we've got a couple of DBs coming up after you. You guys didn't lose much on defense, but you did lose Coco. I guess what do you lose with him being gone, and how do you try to replace what he did?
Yeah, Coco was a big part of our defense, big part of our football team, just from a spirit standpoint and his ability to cultivate the discipline of this football team and of this defense. But right now, our guys have been focusing. This is their fourth year. Some of the guys' third and fourth year in this defense, and we just trying our best to go out there every single day and do our jobs. And guys are trying to be great leaders, and trying to replace Coco is going to be hard, but it's almost like they have to do it their own way. Our focus right now is just on our readiness for the next opponent.
Coach Casey Warner, College Heights Herald. You talk about preparing for Louisville. What kind of things in practice do you guys do, going up against Terrell to key in on Malik Cunningham, that quarterback that they got?
Obviously, he's a mobile guy who moves around and can throw the ball. He's very electric. He has a lot of positive plays, a lot of spurt plays, I call them, where he tucks it and runs. If a guy's not open, he can gain 25 yards on just getting north. So going against our quarterback, Piggy T, kind of gives us a good experience on that for what we need to do. But Cunningham's been around for a while, so we have to do a great job of making sure he's uncomfortable and try our best to keep him moving around. But we got to keep contained on him for sure. He's definitely a weapon.
Coach Jeff Lightsey from WBKO. You talked about Coco and his leadership. Who are some of the guys on defense that's stepping up, whether they're seniors, juniors, or whatever, in that leadership role?
The good thing about our defense is that, Coco was definitely the one from a discipline standpoint. All of these guys were doing the same thing they're doing now, for Antoine Kincaid, for Devin Key, for Trey Meadows, Juwan, Darvin. Those guys were doing their job last year. For us, it's really they know we're missing Coco from that standpoint, but they all feel like they all bring a leadership their own way.
Coach Jared McDonald with the Daily News here. Roger Cray, you didn't have him for the first 6 games, I believe, last year. What kind of impact did he make after he was able to come back that you're looking forward to having at the start of this year?
Yeah. So, 4-2-5 defense, it's covering is one of the most important things, and Roger Cray can do that. So obviously we missed that. We was down a cover guy. So now going into the season, God willing that we make it to that game with the same amount of people, and we have our cover guys out there on the field covering fast guys. Fast guys supposed to cover fast guys, and Cray is one of those guys. So we feel like just having him back and starting the season with him, hopefully, and the way things are going, I think that's a positive for the Tops.
Coach, it's Jeff Lightsey again. We know the year D'Angelo had last year. So where can we see him grow as a player this year on the field?
It's kind of weird, D'Angelo had a really good year against the run and pass. Things that he can improve in, when he's asked to be in coverage, just improve those things. As a speed rusher, you can always improve your run game stuff. You can always improve on the mental side of the game. And those are things I know that he's been working at. He's really good at all those things I just said. So he's going to continue to find his weaknesses and make them his strengths. And I think that he does a really good job of understanding where his help is at on defense. And that's something that he can probably focus on a little bit more. But for the most part, he's been doing a really good job.
Coach Casey Warner again, compared to this time last year, where do you see your defense, and do you think they've taken a step forward at this point?
To be honest, it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell because last year, there's not a coach in America right now that's going to say they don't feel great about their guys right now. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely have a really good test the first game. I think our guys mentally are better than what we were last year because last year the new staff knew everything and trying to really get a good feel for how things are going to go. But I feel like mentally I feel like we're better. from a X's and O's standpoints and just details of the game. But it's really hard to tell exactly where you are until after that first or second game, to be honest with you. It's a good question, though.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one, man.